What's going on, everyone? We are the All In Podcast. We're three guys in our late 20s who are all in to being too scared to ask for help.
Amen.
I mean, we're all in on asking for help.
All the time.
All the time.
Helpless.
We're guys that are figuring out how to be adults, how to be dads, how to fix things. And we don't know what the heck we're doing.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
Bada bing, bada boom. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom.
Where are you guys at in your housing journey? Are you?
What do you mean by
do you live in a home?
I do live in a home.
That's good.
And,
That's good.
you
Happy
know,
for you.
yeah, it's our first home ownership experience.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Which has been great. It's been about 9 months or so. We live in a new build house, which is kind of nice because there's not a whole lot of things.
Nothing's broken.
There's nothing broken. I will say, I mean, there's like some projects that we want to do because you move into a new build.
Yeah.
And it's like they just kind of, they put the white walls up and
Kind of a blank slate.
it's a
That's
blank
it.
slate.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ideas that we've had, and in the 9 months that we've been there, we've done a couple things. I built some garage shelves, but I will say we had one of our kitchen chairs that we got off of Amazon. A family member was sitting in it, and
A family member.
Not
to be named.
not to be named, was sitting in it, and it snapped. And one of the legs went straight into the wall. So it was it was this like,
Did it pierce the drywall?
yeah, it was kind of, we all kind of laughed about
Right.
it.
Oh my. That
that's
must
so
have been
embarrassing.
some force to pierce the drywall.
Well, yeah, the chair, I mean, it's like the chair, you look online, it's got like a 200-pound weight limit or something like that, So even when I sit in it, I get in and really
That's
gently.
it?
Yeah, that feels a little.
I mean, it's pretty
You better leave a review that says, "Hey, make sure
careful.
to weigh yourself before you sit."
yeah.
hey,
Well, so
very accurate
this person
marketing on
was,
this chair.
this person was
spot
sitting
on.
in it.
They were 201. It snapped.
They collapsed onto the ground, and then the leg just was like sticking in the wall. And that happened probably 6 months ago.
That's hysterical.
And I bought all the stuff to try and fix it.
Fix drywall.
But I just haven't. It's kind of hidden behind the curtains, So we put some tape on it
Yeah.
so that the hole is, I mean, you can still see it's clear tape. You can still see the hole, but
That's one of my favorite things.
Put the tape on it.
I think it's so funny. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but like growing up, when you break something and you just like, I don't know what to do. And so you kind of like put it back together just enough so that maybe the next person that uses it will break it. And maybe they'll have
shoot, I broke it.
Yeah, be like, oh, you broke that? How could you do that? Knowing full well that I broke it,
Oh my gosh. The best part about being married
Yeah.
is no longer living with other same age males.
I kind of miss that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the best part.
Decorations was how many flags do you have? How many nails can you put in a flag?
Yeah, the house does look a lot better
And how many mattresses can we put on the ground with no bed frames?
in the corner.
In the corner. Always in
never
the corner.
met-
Always in the corner.
A single, like someone before they get married in their 20s that doesn't have the bed in the corner.
It's a groundbreaking concept.
It's a canon
Every
event for
bed
guys.
in my life was in the corner.
Yes.
And honestly, when I first got
it
married,
opens up so much room.
well, I was so scared when I first got married. I'm like, where's the safety of the wall?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Am I going to roll
That's
off?
a thing.
Yeah.
Am I going to roll onto my wife?
Yeah.
I don't
a
know.
great point.
One of the things I'm super scared of having a newborn coming up in a couple months is falling asleep and rolling on top
Oh,
of it.
yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna
are you
kill-
gonna,
I'm gonna
you
kill
guys
my
going to
baby.
co-sleep with the baby?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, then what are you going to, you just
I don't
gonna
know.
get
I'm
up
just
and
scared,
jump in the crib?
He's going to roll off the bed into the pack and play. Hey, check the weight limit on the
Yeah,
pack
on the back and play. What
right?
is that weight limit? No, it's just like you see people like they like take naps, and the baby falls
Yeah,
asleep
yeah,
on the
yeah.
chest,
Yeah.
or like things like
Yeah.
that. And I'm like, what if I like roll over and just like kill this
I
baby?
used to wait. I mean, we co-slept for a little bit, and I used to wake up when Joseph was probably 4, 5, 6 months old, and I used to wake up drenched in sweat.
Yeah.
Drenched in.
You did or
Actually,
he
this
did?
was even I did. This was even before he was sleeping in the bassinet, and I would wake up drenched in sweat and like run up and like go check on him and make sure he was alive.
Yeah.
You know, and then but
terrifying.
the bed would be soaked. I don't know what I was. I was so
Anxious.
anxious and didn't even
Yeah.
realize it. Yeah.
That's what we probably got a lot of guys, tuned in who young dads.
So many guys.
About thousands, millions. Who are either young dads, maybe they just graduated college, maybe they're in college, maybe late high school. But you know, when you get in that first home, like there's that feeling of like it's mine. Like you're telling me I can just destroy something and there's not a landlord to call to come fix it. Like when we moved into our first house, the refrigerator didn't work.
Yeah.
And I just sat there and I was like,
What do I do?
what do I do?
Yep.
So I bought another one. No, I'm kidding. Hey, we had 2 fridges in the kitchen.
That's where you go to YouTube.
Well, the thing is, you watch those YouTube videos,
Yeah.
and they make it look so easy. It's like, all right, do this, pull this out, take a wire, cut it, you're done.
Yep.
And it's always like, it's always an electrician who's filming the video.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no wonder it took you 2 minutes. You went to tech school for this.
Yeah.
You know?
You're an electrician by trade.
You're an electrician by trade.
I just had that experience. I built garage shelves.
Yeah.
We needed storage in the.
Very complicated.
Well, okay. Well,
So much more than you'd think.
actually, yeah. So I looked online. And it was like the way that these shelves were built was like you instead of it kind of being freestanding. What are you laughing about?
I'm laughing about when we built my bunk bed. I'm sorry. We'll finish the shelves. We'll circle
Bunk
back
bed
to the
is a
bunk
loose. You were able to put a bed on it, but
Yes.
it was.
Couldn't put 2 beds on it.
Yeah. So I was building these garage shelves and I looked online and I found it was like an 8-step thing. And instead of it being kind of freestanding, what you did was you put like the back side of the shelves, you screwed them into the studs in the wall, and then you kind of build the shelves out. And it was like 8 steps. It was like find the studs, put the things in there.
Was it in a box or was it like 2x4s and plywood? Like was it a set?
No,
a
yeah,
garage
no,
shelf
it wasn't a
set?
set. I just found plans online.
Okay, yeah.
And then I bought, the materials that I
Right,
needed,
yeah.
and I just started, trying to build it. But the first time I cut the wood, because it was like you got to have these, I don't even know what you call it, but it's like the slats that come out, or you're putting the plywood on top. And I was like cutting all this wood, and I didn't have a what's called a miter saw, the one where you just you go straight down and it cuts a straight line. So I was like, I'll just use my circular saw, which is you just use your hands and I thought I was doing everything correctly, but I cut all the pieces of wood like between 1/4 of an inch and a 1/2 inch difference, like with each one.
Yeah.
So
They didn't fit.
So it didn't fit. So all of them were different sizes. So I needed to redo it. So then I borrowed a friend's miter saw, and then I was cutting the wood, and I built all the pieces. And then Reagan and my wife and I were trying to put it up on the wall, but the entire thing it kind of bent funny. So the entire thing just collapsed, and I had to redo it. And it took me like 6 days. But you read the plans, like you look at the people doing it, and you're like,
7
this
steps.
is 7 easy steps.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Couple screws and we're there.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I have a funny story recently. My dad, shout out dad, gifted us a grill, which is great.
Father's
nice
Day
little
gift?
grill.
Was it Father's Day gift?
It was a wedding present.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And
What'd you
great.
get? A little George Foreman?
Couldn't even tell you. Just a grill. And
A grill.
it's one of those things that I'm like, I wanna grill things. I want to be the dad
one
that
of those
when
things.
my kids bring their friends and I just like grill food for all of them. Right?
Oh yeah.
Or I want to host like cookouts, things like
Yeah,
that. It's
for
like
sure.
it's just like a thing that I want to learn how to do.
Yes.
And so I get this grill, and I don't know what I expected, but I open it and it's just like all the parts.
Why
And
do
I was
these
like,
things not come put together?
well, you have to pay extra for that,
Yeah.
apparently. Which I totally would have if it wasn't like a gift that was given to me.
Yep.
So I was like, it can't be that hard. I saw the instruction manual, and it was a little tough to read. It has like pictures, and you can tell someone took the pictures with their phones, and they're all kind of grainy and black and white on the instruction manual. So it was like kind of difficult, but I was like, it shouldn't be that hard to put a grill together. Well, it took me about 10 hours to put this grill together. And I think
Consecutively, or did you break it up in
consecutive.
days?
No, I was like,
You just
I
worked
just
all
need to
day.
lock in. Yes,
You
and
tell
I need to
Mimi,
finish
I
this.
need you to go as far away as possible.
Well, yes, because we started. She's like, "Hey, why don't you build the grill today? I want and we can like grill something tonight." And then I was like, "Sure."
How about in 2 weeks?
Well, yeah, she would come out and check on me. I was like, "I don't want to talk to you."
Yeah.
Like I was so frustrated by this grill. I was like, I don't want to talk to anyone.
Yes.
Of course.
And
Worst mood ever.
yeah, and
is
then
when
by
you're
the time I
building
finished,
something.
I was like, I'm not grilling tonight. I
Ordering
still
pizza.
haven't used the grill. It's been 2 months, and I'm scared because I had to like mess with the spark plug and like connect. And I'm like, what if I did that wrong?
And the gas is just leaking.
Yeah, what if the gas and it just blows up and I die?
Right.
You know,
That's a good point.
And I orphan my child. Like that is my. I'm so
George
scared
Foreman.
to use this grill.
George
That's why I don't even know what it is.
Caballero.
I am so scared to use my grill because since I put it together,
Yeah.
I but I didn't want to ask for help.
So
I didn't
what
want
do
to.
you think the next step is?
I think the next step
Where do
is
you
to
go
grill.
from here? Are you going to commit to that right now?
Yeah,
Let's make a commitment.
let's make a
Jose.
commitment right now.
Yeah.
I want to grill. I want to grill. Last week we hosted 2 of our friends over. They're getting married this weekend actually. Shout out them. They came over and the guy is super into grilling.
Yep.
And so I kind of teed it up. Was like, hey, you should check out the new grill. Can you, I was having trouble. You want to make sure it works? He's like, yeah, sure.
Hey, you're really good at grilling.
So he went out and was like looking at the grill, and I was like kind of hiding behind the wall in case it like
Just
blew
in
up. He was kind of like my
Would that be manslaughter? Like, what would happen?
I don't know. Would I be liable for?
It depends on the
I think
micro.
if it came out that you were hiding, like you anticipated it blowing up.
Well, right, but nothing happened. So
We're good.
I'm just saying in the case that it did. But anyways,
Yeah.
continue.
no, that's it. So now I know that it works and it won't blow up.
Okay,
So now I can use it. Yeah,
But you haven't grilled yet. When did they?
that was last week.
That was last week.
Yeah,
Okay.
The thing I want to know is like I have men in my life who when I need help I call.
Yes,
So I got a buddy Dave, I got a buddy Dominic,
I got a car guy.
You got right.
I got a.
But it's like,
wood shop
how did
guy.
they get to where they are, and how did I get to where I am, which is to be about as handy as this table.
Yeah,
And
I don't know what that means. But
what you
4 feet, no hands.
yeah,
what you always hear from these guys, like one of these guys came over, and he taught me how to take off the popcorn from my ceiling. So like that texture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Took a long time, but he's really good at it. And I'm like, oh, how'd you learn how to hear
Dude, you're so good at removing popcorn.
it? Where did you learn popcorn
amazing.
removal? And guess what he said?
YouTube.
No.
No.
His
Trade
dad.
school.
Yeah, always, right?
His dad.
Oh, but we did stuff like this growing up.
Yeah.
He was the oldest at 9, which is crazy in and of itself. And they're like, tight financially
Yeah.
because they didn't have they had 9 kids, a lot of mouths to feed. So it's just like, hey, when the toilet's broken, don't call the plumber.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, my dad. I mean, we just didn't do a ton of that stuff growing up. Like we had someone who came. Had someone who mowed the lawn. First lawn I ever mowed was when I bought my house.
Really?
Are you serious?
You've never felt more out of place than not knowing
That
how
was
to
your
turn
first
over.
time?
I'd never mowed a lawn
Wait,
ever.
Did your dad mowed it, or what'd you say?
No,
You-
it paid.
you just had
yeah,
service,
They had a service that came, but like leaves, raking leaves.
Yeah.
Very basic
What do you do?
human functioning.
Did you have to call someone for that?
No, I figured it out after staring at it for a few
What do you
weeks.
do with
Like I've got all
leaves?
these blisters on my thumbs now.
But it's just like if you didn't know, if you didn't learn these things, now you become a dad, you become a young man, you're put in a world where you don't really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's that you rely on friendships, you rely on ChatGPT. We were. I mean, I've tried to do house projects because I want to try to learn this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we've accomplished a variety of them, some well, some not so well. But it is fun.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the crazy thing is like whether it's the grill, but you finish something,
You feel good.
even if it's 20 hours and you dropped, so many F words
Yes.
in the process.
Yep.
I am the worst person when I'm building something.
Absolutely.
Emily's like, I cannot be
All the
around
worst
you.
parts of me come out.
Yeah.
But you finish and it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
You're like, I built an IKEA dresser
Yeah.
with particle board
Build this with my bare hands.
and wood dowels
Yeah.
that are holding this thing together. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is John Michael Lucido, and I am the main host of the All In podcast brought to you by Focus. And I just want to take a second to personally invite you to join us at Seek 26. Seek 26, January the 1st through January 5th. We are going to be in 3 locations. That's how big Seek has gotten. I'm going to be the main stage MC hosting our conference in Columbus, Ohio. Our other main host of the podcast, Jose and Clayton, will be down in Fort Worth, Texas, and then we'll have our 3rd location in Denver, Colorado, January the 1st through January 5th. You are not going to want to miss this. The link to register is in the description. Can't wait to see you guys. Let's go all in on Seek 26.
Have you guys ever built a bench or just anything to
a
sit
bench?
No,
on from scratch?
no.
I had in college one summer I had a maintenance job, and I was asked
Where?
It was some summer camp, and I was asked just to like, hey, before all the campers get here, this bench broke. Can you build a new bench?
How'd you get put on maintenance duty at
I
a
was
summer
like,
camp?
how do I build a bench?
4 legs and a slat.
You would think.
Yep.
No. And so I'm an engineer. Well, I'm not an engineer. I studied engineering.
Biomedical.
It's
That
not
has nothing to
engineering.
do with building benches.
That's engineering. You still have to go through the basics
Yeah.
of engineering to get there.
Prosthetics, benches.
Yeah.
It's the
I don't
same
Load
thing.
bearing,
I don't think the normal.
Angles, math, design. There's so much that goes into it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just
No, I'm not saying I use like, okay, the fluid dynamics of the blood flowing through the body is really going to help me with this bench. But it was just like
Absolutely. Yeah.
learning like, okay, how do I design something, right? What is load bearing on a bench so that I don't make a chair that breaks when someone that's over 200 pounds sits on it.
Please remove your phone, wallet
Yeah.
before you sit down.
There's
Use
just
the
someone standing
restroom
next to the
before you-
bench at all times. You have to be this short to sit on this bench.
I mean, you're making
Please
fun
keep
of
your
him
hands to yourselves.
for being an engineer when you were the ultimate fake engineer.
pretend engineering. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Industrial
I
distribution.
would never claim that was actual engineering, but you made the claim.
This
It's
is
real engineering. I'm just saying.
this
it's
is not a hot take.
I would agree with you that you were an engineer.
Yeah.
I was in the
I
engineering.
wasn't an
college.
engineer.
was
I studied engineering
in training.
You studied engineering
and graduated with an engineering.
I had a
degree.
major that was in the engineering college that was the farthest thing possible from engineering.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that you said you were talking about the bench making
Yeah.
and thinking that your biomedical engineering degree was going
Would
to help
help
you with that.
No, well, I didn't have a degree back then. This was my sophomore year of college. But I just
That's
finished
fair.
all the gen engineering classes.
You had taken
and so
entry-level
and
calculus.
I had this
one.
computer that could draw on it, and then I could like measure things on it,
Yeah.
and like kind of make like a 3D model.
Yeah.
And I could test like, okay, if you sit on. Now, why did I do this for a bench? I don't know.
Yep.
But it took me about 2 weeks to build this bench. And you better believe that this is the nicest bench I've ever seen. It doesn't look it.
that bench.
But I spent so much money of this poor camp's budget for that summer, just like going to the store to get wood, to get the right material. I was like filing things down. I rented all this equipment.
Like,
like
hey, do
all
we
the
have money?
saws to,
Do
like-
we have money in the budget for music for adoration? Nope. Jose's spinning on the bench.
It's a bed. and
Not
it's-
enough food to
it's
feed the
It's still
kids.
to this day. That was 10 years ago. It's still there,
It's still standing.
and it's still there, and it's a wonderful bench.
It's an heirloom.
It's thanks to this bench, a lot of campers have been able to have great experiences. They have great memories on this bench
For sure.
because of how comfortable.
People come to Christ
The
on
load
that
bearing.
bench.
I think you just shared a really relatable experience when you're trying to build something for the first time, which is the amount of Home Depot runs that you have to have
Oh,
before you
gosh,
actually
yeah.
have the materials that you need
Less
to build
than
something.
or equal to 6.
I mean, I would say
per
when building
project.
the garage shelves. I mean, I
Well,
probably
I think
went
it
7 or
totally
8 times.
depends. Yeah, I mean, but minimum, at least 5 times.
You ever seen
No
your
matter
dad?
what.
You ever seen your dad in Home Depot, or yourself? They're like, oh yeah, what part do you need? He's like, yeah, it's the one that screws in. They're like, oh yeah, you're talking about the hex wrench. Oh yeah, absolutely, that's
Yeah,
the one.
that one.
Yeah, it was right on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
like
the
you go
guys
to the
there-
car shop and it's like, hey, what's wrong with your vehicle? And it's like, I don't know, something's crunchy. And they're like, yeah, we did some research. Your belts are a little loose. Oh, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yep, that was right.
Yeah, I knew that was it.
I knew
Yeah.
it was the struts. Don't know where they are, but I thought that was it.
Yeah.
I think the Home Depot guys are always ready to ask you
They're
if you
so
need help.
cool.
But I think that because they know.
I think they
know.
know. They're like this guy.
The average guy will not ask for help.
hey,
and
He
will
has
just-
a polo on. He has
He has a
no
polo on.
idea where the wrench is or what screws
You're
he
in the
needs.
light bulb section.
Yeah.
He's wearing Chacos in Home Depot, and there's no way he knows.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I think went into this bench. Like I said, it took me, I don't know how long it actually took me, but it took me at least a week, like 7 full days of just like trying to figure out this bench because I was so scared of doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was so scared of, I don't know how to build
Yeah.
a bench, and I don't want to admit that to anyone.
Maybe
I
that's
think-
the point.
Yeah, and I think that's the big fear is the fear of not knowing what to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And feeling like you should know what to do.
Yeah.
Even though
Oh,
no
yeah.
one's ever, taught you before. Like the experience of like the anger that I've felt trying to hang a picture frame on the wall.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, get like picture like if you're doing like a gallery of photos, you gotta measure everything out,
measure
and
it.
you just think like, oh, just I'll put a nail in the wall and I'll hang it up. But there's so much measuring and pre-work that has to
Yeah.
go into it.
Yeah.
I think I had a really humbling experience with my father-in-law. So the dining room table that we have right now.
It's really nice, by the way.
Yeah, I mean it's a
For
good,
those of our
it's a good
listeners
dining
that
room table.
haven't eaten at the Caldwell house,
Yeah,
it is sturdy.
it's sturdy. Yeah,
Over
it's
200
it's pretty-
pound load
Easy.
bearing.
Yeah, it's
Easy.
very load bearing. It's very load bearing. But it was kind of fun building it. We took, I'm trying to remember, it was like some wood from my wife's dad's parents' house that they built, and then from the other side of the family some extra. So it was like, you know, kind of I mean, the point was not to make it sentimental, but it was kind of cool. It's like, you know,
Yeah,
it comes from the grandparents' houses or whatnot. But we were building it together. And I'd never built a table before, but my father-in-law owns a construction remodeling business that
Great father-in-law to have.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's so handy.
And his father was the one that started the company, so it's been around for 55 years or whatever in San Antonio. But we were he has a garage, obviously, with every tool imaginable, and we were going in there to cut some wood for the table, and the legs, you know, had to be cut at a certain angle. And so we were cutting this wood, and we cut it at the wrong angle.
Yep.
And if that were me in that moment, having never done this before, cutting the wood at the wrong angle, I would have been so upset and frustrated
Time to
with
go
myself.
home.
Because now I'm like, oh, I got to get new wood. You know, what am I going to do now? I messed this up, like blah, blah. But his reaction was like, oh, you know, would you look at that? You know, we cut this thing at the wrong angle. He has a line he always says, let's get some light on the subject here. And he was just like, let's fix this problem that we created. And it really struck me in the moment.
Yeah.
So I was like, here's this guy who's been doing this his entire life. And we're building a table, and he built his own dining room table. He's built other dining room tables before for other family members. And he messed up.
Right.
And his reaction was like, let's figure out how to fix it. There's no anger. And I was like, wow, why am I putting so much pressure on myself to get it right perfectly the first time that I've ever done?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's impossible.
And not just that, but I am always like, why am I so scared of not knowing how to do something that I've never done before?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or why am I so scared to ask for help?
Right.
Like my car's AC just went out last weekend.
Welcome to the club, baby.
For those of our listeners, Clayton's been driving in a totaled 2008 Toyota Camry since 2010. It's been totaled since 2010.
That this thing still moves is insane.
It's insane. And you've been without AC for 15 years now?
The entire time I've owned it. When I got it when I was 16. It was my dad's car.
My favorite story, they have a lot of great stories of Clayton's Camry.
Yeah.
The best one, though, is when he started working. He was going around and meeting with people to tell them about the work he was doing. And it was the Texas summer, so it's like, you know, as hot as hell down there, 120 degrees.
Yep.
No AC. He would bring 3 to 4 pairs of clothes per day. And he would park far away before the meeting.
Yeah. Just
So
to try
that-
to cool off.
To try to cool off and change polos.
I thought you would
down.
show up early and like go to the bathroom at like a coffee shop and
No,
like, just
that's
spray
what I
some
would do.
water.
I would have
Yeah.
like multiple towels in my car and like put it down and take my shirt off and put it like an extra shirt that I had
That's
on.
ridiculous.
And wipe everything down.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, you know, this car is special to me.
Well, at this point,
It's
you guys
special
have
to me.
shared sweat together.
Well, yeah, when I was living in Stillwater, Oklahoma, at Oklahoma State, I was working as a missionary there. I brought my car in because it was really, you know, bumpy on the road. I was like, this does not feel safe, you know, and I needed new struts on the car, or shocks, if you will. The struts or shocks.
Is it
you know,
the same
connects
thing?
Shocks-
I'm nodding my head. I don't know what the point of
Well,
either
I
of those
think
things are.
this is my limited understanding, is that shocks would be more for like a larger car.
Yeah, not a hybrid
And-
Camry.
yeah, and the strut is basically what connects the wheel to the frame of the car.
Okay.
You know, allows you. It's like your suspension system, you know, as well.
Yeah,
so it's like
totally.
you need new.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
It has
need-
the struts.
Yeah.
You need new struts, and you know, it was like a $5,000 bill, which this thing I would have to pay someone $5,000 to take this car away from me. I mean, it's worth nothing.
Yeah.
But I was at a point where I was like, I don't want to buy a new car. You know, we were having kids, we didn't have a whole lot of money, and so I was like, I just need to figure out how to fix this myself. So I started looking up all the parts and all the tools that I needed, and I think I spent a total of like $900
For
on
a 5K fix?
yes.
That's kind of
So I got
that's
the
not
different
bad.
parts, and it was like there was other things that I needed to do too, like different fluids and things need to be flushed. And so I was like, I'm just gonna try and figure this out. It can't be that hard. And I found some YouTube videos, and it took me like 2 weeks or so. and my car was just jacked up on my driveway the entire time.
You were that neighbor.
Yeah, but I had friends come over to like kind of try and help me. There was an engineer that came over and kind of knew what he was doing. But I finally got the struts replaced, and the first time driving the car to the driveway was kind of scary,
Terrifying.
It was terrifying. But the funniest thing was that probably like a year and a half. Well, this was like 2.5 years later. I was moved out here. Was living in Denver, Colorado, and my tires were really bad. I was coming down the mountain and I was like slipping and sliding everywhere. And I was like, I just got these, all weather tires. Like what's going on here? And so I looked at my tire and I was like, oh wow, 2 of these tires are completely bald. Like no tread whatsoever. Tread, yeah. I just hadn't even looked at it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I need to get new tires. So I went in, got new tires, and the guy was like, hey, I think, you need to get your alignment checked. Have you done that? And I was like, no.
I'm perfectly aligned.
So then I brought it into another store, and the guy was like, hey, have you replaced any parts on your car? And I was like, nope. And
definitely not the struts.
He was like, your car, like your alignment was so bad that your tires were completely stripped because of it. Essentially, He's like, at any given moment, all 4 of your tires could have fallen off your car. And he was like, are you sure you didn't replace any parts? And I was like, well, not that I can remember. I was too embarrassed to admit I replaced the struts, but I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I didn't even think like, hey, I should get this.
That was exactly my story.
That's the biggest fear.
Yeah.
Is that
but why are we so scared of
being found
of
out?
That?
Right.
Like, what do you think? Why is that?
I mean, at the end of the day, part of it, I think, for us married men is our wives probably don't have the space or time to be able to go fix the struts.
Yeah.
Like they have, they're taking care of children. They may be working. And so we know like it's on us. My wife wants us to build a chicken coop this summer so that we can be HOA homesteaders. The HOA says you can only have 6 chickens though, which is just funny because why 6?
Yeah.
So no roosters, under 6 or under chickens. And I'm just like, she's like, I need you to build a chicken coop because I want chickens. And I'm like, I want to give that to her. I want to give her that experience of being able
chicken
to have
owning.
free range. And by free range, I mean a
quarter of
a quarter of an acre, corner lot. But I'm like, I want to do that for her.
Yeah.
And I think she would feel so loved if I was able to do it.
Yeah.
And so the reality is the fear is like, if I fail, I'm not failing to build a coop. I'm failing my wife. I'm failing my kids having to eat, the Kirkland browned free range eggs instead of the Lucido free range eggs.
Yeah. Amen.
So anyways, I think that's most of it. And I think for guys, who are afraid to jump in there, it's like at the end of the day, if you're not willing to lose a little bit, both money, miles on your car, driving to Home Depot. I've actually switched to Ace Hardware because they have free popcorn.
That fits with the HOA chicken coop.
Just eating my Ace Hardware popcorn.
Dude, it's amazing. So part of my HOA also has 10% off at the Ace Hardware.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're
it's like, hey babe, you want to have a movie night? Yeah, I'll run over to Ace Hardware, grab some popcorn.
But it's also, there's something about Ace. It's a little bit more. It's less scary. You walk into Home Depot, it's very overwhelming.
What do you mean by that?
The Ace Hardwares are smaller.
Oh, okay.
And they're more often in strip malls.
Yeah.
It's like right now, it's Papa Murphy's, Ace Hardware, always.
Yeah.
Right now, and then you got
Papa
like
Murphy's.
Papa Murphy's, Ace Hardware. There's like Cricket Wireless, and it's right in between those.
Boost Mobile.
Right. Yeah. And anyways, I've switched to Ace because it's not as intimidating. It's not as intimidating.
Fair enough.
And popcorn.
Yep.
Can't forget the popcorn.
That's it.
Yeah, I feel like there's an element of, do I have what it takes?
Yep.
You want to be a provider, and then there's these situations that you get into where you're kind of out of your element. No one's ever taught you to do this. I mean, that might even go beyond just like fixing things. Just in general.
Absolutely.
I mean, just being married, having children.
Yeah.
Work. Being in your job and trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
But just an element of like, I've been tasked with some responsibility, and I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I think, that's something that I feel like I've had to grow. I still have to grow in, is like this ability to allow myself to be weak and to ask for help. I mean, growing up.
Well, even then, I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily say that's a weak thing.
Well, that's what I mean. Is just like showing some sign of
You're
like,
part of the problem.
You think
for
so?
saying you're weak for having to ask for help.
Well, that's not what I mean. It's like, to say that I don't know everything.
No, I know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not just that you'd probably say that's a strength. Being willing to ask for help.
My biggest weakness is my biggest strength. I care too much about people.
I care too much. I work too hard. I'm on integrity PTO, but I don't take any days off.
Have you guys gone to birth classes?
Yes, we just finished them a couple of weeks ago.
How were they?
They were long. It was we went to this course. It was over the course.
This isn't the absent father episode, Jose.
It was 4 weeks long, and it was 3.5 hours per sitting.
Wow.
So 4 classes over 4 weeks, 3.5 hours each. So it was just a lot, and the style of teaching, I wasn't too engaging. It was very helpful.
Yeah.
Because before going to this birth class, I thought when my wife goes into labor, I'll go to the hospital. We'll just kind of hang out for a little bit, and then we'll leave with a baby.
Yeah.
That's all I thought there was to it. So it was helpful, I think, for both of us, but for me especially, there's so much more that I can be doing.
I mean,
to make sure
it's the same feeling trying to build a bookshelf
yeah.
as it is when the nurse leaves the room after the baby comes. It's like I went to 42 hours of birth classes, and they never covered holding it.
Oh yeah.
Or swaddling it.
Yes.
Or what
all I
to
know
do.
is don't shake.
Don't shake.
Don't shake the baby.
Well, when you haven't slept.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, we had Eden and the nurse is there, and they're with you and they're like showing you, changing the diaper, things like that, and then they leave, and I was like, wait,
Where are you going?
where are you going? There's no DVDs. There's no manuals.
DVDs.
All there is you, your wife, and a baby.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're faced with the reality. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how to support her.
Yeah.
I don't know how to take care of her.
Yeah.
Because she just went through a crazy situation. Now she's going to be trying to nurse the baby in the middle of the night. I'm supposed to step up.
Yep.
And I, can't even wake up at my alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm supposed to be this man. And it's the exact same experience, right?
For sure.
That you were talking about of, do I have what it takes in this situation?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you think the solution is there? Because we don't obviously know everything. Is it just like, is it being willing to try new things and not get mad at yourself? Or is it being willing to ask for help when you need help? Is it a combination of both? Like if you're talking to me or someone like me who gets angry when he tries to hang up a family photo on the wall, what do I need? Do I need to call my neighbor and ask him to help me hang up my picture frame? Do I just need to chill out a little bit?
Hey, Jimmy, can you help me?
Hey, 911, I need help. I can't hang this picture frame.
I can't find the stud.
I've been thinking about this a little bit. I don't know, to answer your question. I think it is a little bit of both, but I also think there's something else to it. Like, I'm thinking I'm about to have my first kid, right? We're having a son. And I'm thinking, like, how can I make sure he's nothing like me when it comes to like fixing things, right? And it's like, it's not like I can just take my kid through an 18-year course of how to fix absolutely everything.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to at least make him a little bit familiar with fixing things.
Yeah.
With taking
But
a little bit of ownership.
how do you do
and
that if you
doing
don't
that.
know what you're doing?
Okay. Here's
Well,
the
yeah, that's what I don't know, and that's where like maybe I was going to ask y'all of how you guys are approaching this with your kids.
I think kind of all what all of us are saying is just it's the fear of messing up. It's the fear of messing up, and so I'm like, if there's something that I could teach my kids, I might not be able to, teach him how to, change the struts on his car. Maybe I could. I still wouldn't be very good at it because I've only done it one time. But maybe what I could teach him is like a mentality of like, it's okay to try new things.
Yeah.
It's okay to not know what you're doing, and like you get to be with dad,
and maybe doing it together.
as he doesn't really know what he's doing either.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And let's figure
and
this
like,
out.
Kind of like
let's
you said with
mess
your
up.
father-in-law.
Yes,
It's like,
exactly.
Hey, we messed
exactly.
up.
Yeah.
Let's what is it? Let's shed some light on that.
Let's get some light on
Let's
that
get some light on this subject.
Yeah.
I think that might be the first place to start. Of like, you might not know what you're doing, but you're just getting them familiar around these things by doing it together and just discovering together. Yeah, and in that way, you're also teaching them, ideally, theoretically, what it looks like for someone to be okay with failing, with not knowing what they're doing.
Right.
right? With, hey, actually, I'm a little out of my depth here. Let's take the car to the shop. You know, I think it's time to take the car to the
You
shop.
say
and that's okay.
out of my depth?
Yeah.
I like that.
You ever heard
Where'd
that?
you come up with that?
It's a common saying.
Yeah.
Pretty common saying, I'd say.
I've never heard that. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I definitely have.
That's,
Out of my depth, out
Shed
of my
some light
element.
on that.
yeah, out of my element. Let's shed some light on that.
Yep.
That you haven't heard.
I
that.
mean, at the end of the day, though, I still want my kid to know how to do stuff.
yeah,
You know?
but it's not like I have a ranking system of like they need to first thing they're gonna learn is how to make a bench. You know, second thing is
Let me tell you about this bench.
How
We're
to
gonna
change
go
out
visit this
struts on
summer
the
camp
car.
that I worked
Yeah.
at my sophomore year of college, so I can show
son,
you.
you see that bench over there? Oh yeah, I know you're thinking I built it.
Yeah,
Load
Daddy
bearing.
built that.
That's our family heirloom. That's gonna be passed down to you, and you're gonna pass it down to your son one day. So, yeah, I think maybe you hit it right, the nail right on the head. That's exactly how you do it with your kid.
Growth
you just
mindset.
fail together.
Growth
You do
mindset.
it together. You're okay with it,
Yeah.
and they'll slowly become familiar with those things too.
And hopefully you have a father-in-law in construction remodeling who
Yeah.
can actually teach him stuff too.
Yeah, that's a little safety net.
That's
you
a
got.
first date. That's a first date question right there.
Hey, what does your dad do, by
Just
the way?
curious.
My dad's actually on PGA Tour.
Yeah,
I don't
not
know.
gonna work.
He doesn't fix things, does he?
Only my
No,
dad's
but
way.
you can come with us to Augusta National. Watch
No,
some Masters. I'm
not
sorry,
gonna cut it.
can't do that.
Doesn't have a pair of pliers.
That's great.
You know, my father-in-law, every single time he comes over to my house, he buys me a new tool.
Like, kind of nice.
Which is kind of
That's
nice.
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
Because that's probably one of my biggest problems. I don't own anything
Yeah.
to help me fix
Yeah.
something.
And I don't even know.
I got
where to
2
start.
hammers and an automatic drill.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
you can do a lot.
And then actually, I'm kind of embarrassed. I have all electric lawn mowing equipment, which is
Oh, that's
just
great.
when you have to plug in your lawnmower to an outlet.
You
It
like
just
plug it,
plug
as
it in or is
like
it a battery?
You charge it.
there's 2 different ways. So you can either plug it in or you have the
do you have?
Ryobi.
You
Like you plug it in
Ryobi.
as you push it.
Can you plug in the Ryobi directly?
Yeah.
Where?
Oh wow! What do you
Like I have the one. I mean, I charge the battery, and then I put the battery in the.
So I have that, but then there's also a cord-based system that you can run to a power outlet.
Interesting.
That's very interesting.
Free range,
Great.
Free range.
10 feet from your house.
Oh, that's great. Well, I think we'll close out there.
Yep.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for discovering how to fix things, how to build benches with us. Make sure to like this, to subscribe, and to share with some friends. This is an all-in podcast.